This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. More children now becoming seriously ill from COVID-19, said Dr. Caroline Gomes. Dr. Caroline Gomes, a pediatrician, is urging the government to develop a sustainable plan to keep students in schools, saying they are now showing greater vulnerability to COVID-19 infection. Dr. Gomes reported on Tuesday that there is evidence that more children are becoming seriously ill, requiring hospitalization during the present COVID-19 surge than had been evident earlier in the pandemic. This, she said, has implications for their sustainable participation in face-to-face classes. According to Dr. Gomes, however, the current approach of students in schools is akin to a jack-in-the-box exercise where we push them in and pull them out, and push them in and pull them out because we have failed to take steps necessary to prepare and prevent this scourge.
And the real question for kids is, we are seeing this large number of them ending up in hospitalized. We are seeing more serious cases than we've seen before under the other variants, the Alpha and then the Delta, and we need to prepare. And we also have to be doing so cognizant that we need to get kids back into school, but we don't need to do a jack in the box where we push them in and pull them out, and push them in and pull them out, because we have failed to take the steps necessary to prepare and prevent this scourge.
Alleged gangster nabbed in St. Catherine. Alleged gangster Sherwin Anthony Newell, better known as a Peck, was held by police during a targeted operation in Bog Walker, St. Catherine, Wednesday morning. Newell was wanted for the murder of Odari Maitland, otherwise called a Grabber, which took place on Lyndhurst Road on July 6, 2011. He was also linked to the murder of Anthony Blue Richards, who was fatally shot on Spanish Town Road in St. Andrew on August 16, 2021. Newell, who police say was a member of the Taylorland gang, which operates out of Bull Bay, St. Andrew, was also wanted for questioning in connection with several other shootings in the corporate area. Man nabbed in Portland linked to dog paw, says cops. One of three men who are to appear before the court on February 1 after being held in the parish has been linked to the late St. Andrew-based gangster Christopher Dogpaw Linton. According to the police, he was being sought in connection with 6 cases of shooting in that division. He has since been handed over to the St. Andrew Central Police pending further investigations. The 3 men were held on December 7 during a traffic stop by the Port Antonio Police. According to lawmen, a Desert Eagle 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 11 cartridges was found after the Nissan motorcar in which the men were traveling was searched. Their names are being withheld as one of them is to face an identification parade. The men, who are being represented by attorney Carl MacDonald, also pleaded not guilty when they appeared in the Portland Parish Court on December 20 to answer charges in connection with the items said to have been found in the car. All 3 were offered a bail under condition that they surrendered their travel documents. A stop order was made to prevent them from leaving the country, and they report to the Papine police station at stipulated times. They were told to return to court on February 1. However, it was later established that one of the men had a connection to Dogpaw, who was at the time Jamaica's most wanted. Linton, who police say was involved in several serious crimes before he was sent to prison, and continued on that path after his release in April 2021, was shot dead by cops on John Golding Road in Elletson Flats on October 11, 2021, in what was reported as a firefight with the police. The police had reported that a team of lawmen was searching for a gray vehicle with armed men. In the process, they intercepted a vehicle which had a female driver and a male passenger. Police said they instructed the occupants to exit the car when 35-year-old Linton reportedly exited the vehicle, pointing a firearm at cops. The police stated that they opened a fire at Linton. He was pronounced dead at University Hospital of the West Indies. He was buried on December 31, 2021, in a service muted by the heavy presence of police and the soldiers who blanketed the area amid reports of a plan to parade his body through Tavern and the neighboring communities in St. Andrew ahead of his interment at Dovecot Memorial Park in St. Catherine. Some area residents expressed displeasure that Dog Paw's sent-off was not what they had hoped for. As news emerged of the nabbed man's alleged connection to Dog Paw, Superintendent of Police in charge of the Portland Division, Kenneth Chin, urged the residents to cooperate with lawmen in tackling crime. We urge the residents of Portland to continue being vigilant and bring to the attention of the police suspicious or strange persons or activities in and around the communities. Please continue to work with us as we make all efforts to make Portland the safest parish in Jamaica, he said. DPP Llewellyn not surprised by U.S. arrest of Palacios. Director of Public Prosecutions Paul Llewellyn has said she is not surprised by the American arrest and the charge of Colombian Mario Palacios following his deportation from Jamaica on Monday. Ms. Llewellyn said on Tuesday that while it is not within the remit of her office, the development was not a surprise. U.S. authorities intercepted Mr. Palacios in Panama as he was en route to Colombia from Jamaica. They have charged him with conspiracy to commit murder or kidnapping outside the United States for his alleged involvement in the assassination of Haitian President Jovenel Moïse. Ms. Llewellyn, speaking with the news, explained that U.S. laws make provisions for certain types of activities its agents can conduct on foreign soil, and this was an example. Concerning Haiti's own request for the extradition of Palacios, Ms. Llewellyn said there were serious deficiencies in the requesting documents from that country. Additionally, she said the lateness of the Haitian request contributed to the outcome.
You know, there are all sorts of eventualities. I mean, given my experience, so when I thought about it, I was not surprised. Because from what I saw in the media reports, the U.S., of course, would be working under their particular legislation, which allows them a lot of flexibility because they are not extraditing him. They are going to be seeking to prosecute him under their particular law, which allows them that sort of latitude. First of all, the language of the request was in French with no accompanying translation that had been certified and authenticated by the government of Haiti. The evidential material supplied was insufficient at the very least to ask the court to issue a provisional warrant of arrest. Also, what we saw there did not specifically implicate the subject in the commission of the offenses for which extradition is sought, either as a principal in the first degree or as a principal in the second degree, that is an accessory. And interestingly, what we found was that the warrant that was exhibited spoke of the offense being attempted armed robbery. Nowhere in the bundle, nowhere in the papers was there any mention of any assassination.
Family wants answers after men posing as cops kill electrician. Family members of an electrician who was last month shot and killed at his Hanover home by assailants posing as police are still trying to come to grips with his gruesome killing. While speaking with the news in an interview this week, the family issued an appeal to the police to leave no stones unturned during their investigation to bring the perpetrators of Carlton Mitchell's murder to justice. Mitchell, 48, was killed at his home in Haunton Court, Lucy, Hanover, on December 14, 2021. We want a closure to the case. I don't know how the investigation is going or anything. I live abroad and I try to find out as much as possible as to what could happen and try to hear something, but everything is a statement, a relative told the news. He was a very upstanding person. He always keeps his head up. He was not a troublemaker. He's not anybody who gets into trouble and somebody went there and took his life. It's so sad, the relative said. Reports from a police source are that about 4:50 a.m. on December 14, Mitchell was at home when armed men who identified themselves as the police demanded that he open the door and let them in. When their demands were not met, they shot Mitchell through a window. Upon the arrival of the police, who were alerted by residents, the wounded electrician was found and taken to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead. He was loved by the people in the surrounding area. He did a lot for Lucy also because of his personality and how he used to work and try to help as much as possible, said another relative. It is very shocking to hear what actually transpired with him, so it's very heartbreaking for us. Mitchell was known by everyone as a peaceful person, the relative insisted. We don't know of any reason why anyone would want to kill him. He was friendly, the relative said. The police are reportedly following strong leads in the case. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.